Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to build a Tamiya GTR R32. As you can see here, there are numerous mold lines on the model that we need to sand down, located at the front, rear and roof of the car. The engine hood is transparent, so we need to be careful when cutting out the parts because transparent plastic is brittle. After cutting, I sand the sprue marks and did a test fit. I'm using 800 grit sandpaper to sand away any imperfections on the parts. This sponge sandpaper is something I made myself. If you're curious about how it's done, make sure to hit the subscribe button for future updates on my channel. I sanded off all the letter on the rear, and I'll be using the metal decals from Hobby Design to replace them. After completing all the sanding work on the parts, we need to use a knife to deepen the panel lines on the body. This will give a better looks after painting. After scribing the lines, we use Mr. Hobby's 1200 grit grey surfacer as our primer. Looks great. Using grey surfacer makes it easier for us to spot imperfections on the parts. After applying the primer, we need to spray a layer of Mr. Hobby's GX2 as the base coat for the midnight purple. The midnight purple paint is a custom mixed. I used Mr. Hobby's Clear, GX2 and pearl powder from Nail Art. If you want more purple, add more pearl powder. If you want it darker, add more black. Mixing is primarily based on intuition because you can control the paint's thickness through spraying techniques to adjust the color intensity. I sprayed 3 layers of midnight purple. Since it's already mixed with clear paint, there's no need for additional clear coating. We can proceed directly to sanding the paint surface. After painting, place it in the oven and bake at 45 degrees for a few hours. Make sure it's completely dry before sanding and polishing. Once the paint surface is completely dry, you'll notice a reduction in its glossiness. This is because the lacquer tends to shrink unevenly, so we need to sand the surface smooth before polishing. I'm using 1500 grit sandpaper to sand the entire body until it becomes matte. After sanding to a matte finish, I use Menzerner 400 heavy cut compound for polishing. It is very powerful. If you're polishing by machine, be careful around the edges as they can easily burn through. Then use Menzerner 3800 to achieve a mirror finish. I used Tamiya XF1 flat black to spray the window frames and front rear lights. I chose XF1 because if overspray occurs, I can use Tamiya X20 or Zippo lighter fluid to wipe off the excess paint. The reversing lights were hand-painted using Tamiya X1. The taillights are the soul of the GTR. I used GX121 to spray the taillights. I found that GX121 was a bit too red and not realistic enough. Therefore, I chose to mask off the areas that should be red and sprayed clear black on the areas that should be darker. I used a circle cutter called PTC here to cut out the shapes I need to mask off. The result turned out very well. I'm using an ultra-thin mirror sticker, applying it inside the headlight covers. It looks better than silver paint. I used Jumpwin's clear orange for the turning lights. I used a marker to paint the edges of the lights black. After sticking them on the car, the edges will appear more natural and realistic. The headlights also needed black edges. It looks very good. I used Hobby Design's metal decals and photo-etched parts to replace the original water decals for better detail. The kit didn't come with pre-cut window masking tape, so I made one myself. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll show you how to make this pre-cut masking tape in a future video. Mask off the windows and spray black from the inside. There's also a pillar on the outside of the windows that needs to be sprayed black. The interior is all black. I sprayed gloss black and flat clear. If the humidity is high in your environment, the flat clear coat may appear white. In this case, simply spray some thinner on it and the problem will be solved. As you can see, the humidity was high that day, causing the flat clear coat to turn white, but after spraying some thinner, the result looked great. Calipers and discs are primed with black surfacer and painted in silver, followed by black enamel paint on top. Then, use a tweezers. Scrape off the enamel paint on the calipers to reveal the Nissan logo underneath. After scribing off the paint, glue the photo-etched brake disc on it. It gives us a very good metal looks. I used decal softener for the center decals on the wheels to achieve a better result while hand painting XF1 on the bolts. I used Tamiya Craft Bond to glue the side view mirror. This type of glue won't cause transparent parts to turn white. The exhaust was sprayed silver, but the original tailpipe was too ugly, so I cut it off. Then I bought a RC car controller antenna. Cut the antenna to the appropriate length, then glue it on, and you'll get a very nice looking metal tailpipe. It looks very good on the car. That's it for today. If you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe my channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell button so you'll be notified of my latest videos. If you have any question, leave a comment down below and I will reply every one of them.